Hey, it's Ryan from upfitsupply.com, and we just took delivery of this GMC Savana 2500. It is the 155-inch wheelbase, also known as the extended or the long. There is also a 135-inch wheelbase available in this application, so it's gonna be shorter. And so we're gonna take some measurements of this van before we begin our upfit to help you plan your upfit to see what available space you have in the van. So one thing to take into consideration real quick is the GMC Savana and the Chevrolet Express are basically the same body. And so your cargo area in here is going to be the same if you have the Express or if you have the Savana. So just take that into consideration. Now this does have I believe it's a factory vinyl floor. And so this is over top of the bottom of the van, and so that might alter the measurements very slightly, but it's very thin. So let's get started. I'm going to be going all the way back up here to basically where our vinyl floor for the front of the van begins, and that's where I'm going to start my measurement. And I'm going to go all the way back here to this rear threshold, plastic piece on the floor that's out of frame, unfortunately, but this is at 129.5 inches. Or just shy of 11 feet. So plenty of cargo space right there. You can get your 8-foot material in there. Now, here's the question. Let's take the distance between the wheel wells to see if we can do a 4x8. And we are at 52.5 inches, so plenty of space there for your 4x8 material. You do need to get it in there. Once you clear this wheel well, 68 inches. So plenty of room there as well, 5 foot 8 inches. Now, I want to start here at the back of the van and take some measurements of the door here. If you're curious on this height here, I believe this is in frame. There's a latch right here at the top of the door frame. I'm going to take a measurement here from this threshold on the door here to that. And we're at like 48 inches or 4 feet and a quarter. So just about 4 inches to that latch. And then once you clear that latch on the sides, you're at 49.5 inches. So that latch does protrude down quite a bit into this space right here. If we take our height here at the edges of the door, we do have a little bit of a taper. It goes down to 48 inches, 48 inches as well. Now once you step inside the van, our total height all the way to the bottom of the roof essentially is 54.5 inches. So quite a bit of distance there. If we take our roof height here at the wheel well, a lot of times you'll have a shelf here, something like that. Our limiting factor is going to be a wiring harness right here in the roof. That is going to be 51.25 inches. If you pull out just a little bit, clear that to, there's a cross member in the roof right here. That is going to be 53 inches. And then of course, once we get to the center of the van, we have a light fixture right here. Measure to that first, we're at 52.5. If we clear that light fixture, maybe we take that out. Go all the way to that cross member, we are at 54 inches. So decent roof height for this being kind of a standard roof van. Now again, back here at the back of the van, let's take our width available at the bottom of the door. We have 56.5 inches. Go to a center point here, we're at 56.5 inches. Go to a top point here, and we are narrowing in at about 50 7/8 of an inch. Now once you step into the van, past the door frame, we want to take that width measurement, but over here on the passenger side, there is a factory jack or emergency jack for changing that tire. You do have to clear, so we're going to step just beyond that. Take a width from the wall to the wall. You're at 74.5 inches right there. Now in the extended version of the van, we do have 1, 2, 3, 4 cross members on the ceiling or the roof here. We do need to be concerned about. They don't protrude down too far. Let's see, from the actual sheet metal in the roof to that, it's only about an inch deep. You know, some of those cross members on other vans can be quite thick, and you lose a little bit of your available height with those, but these are quite thin here in the GM vans. Now as we move forward in the van a little bit, we do clear these wheel wells right here. We have a nice wall-to-wall width available to us over here. We're looking at 77 inches at the floor. If we go up to this little crease in the body, we're at 74.75 of an inch. So plenty of room there. If we go to these little pillars on the walls, about 71 inches in between those. Now, if you're looking at using shelving in this van and you're wondering how much space you have for shelving over here, let's take a quick measurement of that. I basically go all the way to the forward part of this B pillar, all the way to just before the door jamb or the door frame back here. So go ahead and take that measurement. We are looking at 80 inches. Essentially, if you take advantage of that C pillar, sorry, I think I called it a B pillar, but that C pillar right here, all the way to just before the beginning of that door frame, we've got about 80 inches right there. Now, if you're wondering about this door opening on the side, it does have a hinge door, and there's also a sliding door option depending on the van that you get, but I believe this door opening is the same regardless of which model you get. So if we look at that opening here at the floor, we're at 48 inches. If you go up about to the halfway point, we narrow down to 46 3/4 of an inch. And about at the top point, we are at 49 inches there. Our height of this door, again, we have one of these latches up here at the top. If we go to the inset part of the step, the lower part of the step here, to that little hasp, about 55 inches there. Over to the side of that, to clear that, it's about 56 1/4 inch. Now our available width measurement here from basically this threshold on the side step to the wall on the driver's side, we are looking at 62 inches to the beginning of the threshold over here. We do have our fuel fill area right here that does protrude into the cargo area a little bit. That's kind of annoying, but let's take our measurement from there over to the threshold, which is 55.5 inches. Now, available width on this driver's side wall, or length, however you want to look at it, for putting in your shelving and whatnot. Let's take that measurement again. So again, I'm going to right before that door frame, and I'm going to go all the way to where the cab flooring begins, which is 128 inches or 10 feet 8 inches. That may be a little bit longer or shorter if you have a partition in the van, which I definitely recommend if you are going to be putting anything back here. So here's one measurement that I'm gonna take, but I don't recommend actually ever using it. And that is going to be, if you had a piece of lumber or something, you could go all the way up to just below our little console there with our cup holders, all of that. So you've got something going into the cab area. We are at 14 feet, right at this threshold right here. So if you have a 14-foot piece of material, in a pinch, you can make it happen. Or if you had a partition with a center door or a dog hatch or something like that, you could slide something through there in a pinch. Now, we have a fully illustrated guide on the measurements for this van at upfitsupply.com. Just look for the measurements for the GMC Savana or the Chevrolet Express. You can choose your wheelbase and get that right guide. It's a line drawing, you can mark it up, plan your upfit. Make sure you check out upfitsupply.com for that. And while you're there, if you need any equipment to get your van ready for work, whether it be shelving or flooring or liners or locks or a ladder rack or a partition, whatever it may be, we have a full catalog there that you can purchase online and we ship it right to your door. Again, my name is Ryan and have a good one.